Welcome everyone to another Rewrite Anime Review. This one's on episode 13, the final episode, and dare I say, I think helps support the theory of this being an animated version of a visual novel route. That's essentially a bad ending. Now let me get this straight. Basically, the ending of this anime basically confirms that this is just one of the many timeline. Okay, spoiler territory that I'm going to venture into to help ease off the hate of rewrite anime adaptation and to explain a bit more about why people may not like the adaptation. And there are valid points, but I'm going to point out some of the many obvious things, or not as obvious, because this is obviously from my point of view, my perspective. Now let's get it on. Basically, the sixth unreleased Ralph rewrite was canned because of, I guess, time issues and whatnot, or that the developers didn't feel didn't feel like it would fit in with the narrative too good, or that it would spoil a bit too much of Terra and of Moon routes before people would get to play it. And basically, how this entire adaptation was handled was that it was anime original and it included other elements of the heroine's plots and roots, which leads me to believe that Romeo Tanaka, or Tanaka Romeo, didn't have time or just didn't want to basically do a complete anime original story. That he basically took the unfinished script of the sixth route and basically animated it, throwing in helpful tips and basically substance from other heroines routes, and basically the things that popped out of nowhere, like what was it, like the previous episode I think it was, with the Kotori's parents going up and fighting, doing all that crazy stuff. And basically, this anime basically is for visual novel players, even the visions ones in America who and everywhere else hates, because I don't know, because it's not their ideal visual novel anime adaptation. Fate was decent, but because of how linear the common route was and all the choices really didn't have as much deviation. Like Fate deviates, Element Blade Work deviates, and Heaven's Feel deviates. But it's basically the transitions and basically how linear the common route was, and that you had to hit specific points to either get onto the route or get a bad ending, makes Face Night a lot easier to animate compared to Rewrite, which has tons of common route capabilities and basically had a big common route anyways. And basically the routes diverge so much that even if you were to animate, let's say Akane's route, which everyone says is one of the best, you would animate her route only, you would be missing out on a bunch of unexplained things that other people would be complaining about, and that you have to read all five routes to basically get the entire story and all the details as you're viewing it from Hotaru's perspective. Same thing for Emiya, but basically the routes were self-contained. You really didn't need to read Unlimited Blade Works after Fate or Heaven's Feel after Fate or etc. because it's so self-contained. Sure, you missed some references there, but all in all, it's like self-contained. And basically the way Rewrite the visual novel was created and basically how its story concept worked with the five routes and basically how Moon and Terra operates after that was because of such amazing ingenuity and creativity and basically a lot of good story crafting and basically just a bunch of complexities that I guess a lot of anime watchers, and I dare say even visual novel players, fail to understand, realize. Oh, this is my opinion, so if you get offended, please do not strike my video. You do not want to be YouTube heroes, guys. I'm going to explain some things. Basically, the episode ended how I was expecting it to end, a bad ending. The bad ending plot points were there. The bad ending flags were there. A lot of it was pointing towards a bad ending because typically, in the routes when Kotaro barely does any action that's noteworthy, you're gonna know that it's probably going to end in a pretty bad ending for him and probably the world. And I was right about that, and other people were right about that. And at the ending of of the anime, basically just showcases. Spoiler alert. If you don't really care, I'm guessing why would you guys care anyways? I guess a lot of you don't care about the anime anymore, and anyone of you who are still watching the episode is gonna throw shit on it because it's New Early Blush. Everyone died. Good riddance. God, the anime's over. Good, everyone died. I hated everyone. Yeah, you're entitled to your own opinion, but is that opinion based off of your own reasoning or logistical facts? I don't know. But basically, what this anime is basically another timeline. Let's Rewrite deals with the concept of this time travel concept, like the many worlds interpretation, which if you know already, you can you can follow on easily what I'm going to be talking about a bit in this. This is going to be a discussion review. I won't talk too much about the episode because the episode was basically pretty straightforward in that it basically hints towards a lot of things of Kotaro's rewrite abilities and basically hints of who he was when he got his arm chopped off and he was in that suit and Kotori was still a kid and all that juicy jazzness which you'll only be able to get to find out in Terra, Moon, and if you play the visual novels because a lot of details were missed out and even in the visual novels themselves they would miss out unless you play the other routes and that's why it's mandatory to do all 5 routes before you unlock Moon and Terra. You can't just jump into them unless you have a complete save file or you meddle with the files themselves. Anyways, basically the many worlds theories is many worlds theories basically every action, every possibility, past, present, future is recorded and it basically spawns a another timeline, like kind of like a tree, which is what the ending of the anime basically showed. Basically I'm going to basically that's how basically how the line at the end of the episode ends. That's cool. That's the anime's ending. That's the anime's world. Everyone's saying this is an adaptation. This is not an adaptation, guys. This is another universe. This is another universe of rewrite. This is so ingenious. I think many people will like not pick up on it or just like dismiss it. But this is how they can get away with the anime being this short. This is a bad ending. That timeline disappeared. It's all good. Basically, all the other lines there, but spoiler alert, are the visual novel timelines. Even though they eventually have to end. That's it, yeah, guys. That's how simple it is. And basically, this episode was just bad endings, bad endings, bad endings, everyone dying, Gainax endings. Come on, guys. It was to be expected. If you play the visual novel, you know how some of the routes end. They end on a pretty happy note, but still depressed note because Earth is going to die anyways. Or, spoiler alert, Earth dies, and there's a downer ending for everyone involved. Which is exactly what this anime is. It's another timeline. You guys don't have to worry about, oh, this is official canon, this is a bad anime. Oh my god, guys, calm down. Here's what this is. It's another timeline. I've already said this like 3 times and repeated myself, but I just can't get over the fact that a lot of people are probably going to, or dismissing it, and probably are still going to dismiss it because I hate this anime adaptation. They ruined rewrite. Okay, they didn't ruin rewrite. They ruined a lot of mainstream opinion of it because they're dumbasses. They can't seem to think for themselves. This is my opinion, please. I forgot to mention that. This is my opinion. Please don't get triggered by my words. Simply grow thick skin and get over it. This is my opinion as a reviewer, and basically I'm going to go more in depth into it, but I'm not going to go in depth because that would take too long, and I'll probably have to make an hour or 2 video of that, and that's not going to be fun. Let's just get the key concept is that no, your tarnished rewrite brand anime visual novel isn't ruined by this adaptation because this adaptation takes place in another timeline, which is like all the other visual novel routes. Oh my fucking god, please. But anyways, there's a second season confirmed. How do I know this? I checked the Twitter. I follow the Twitter. There's a second season. Moon and Terra confirmed for 7/1. So basically January. If my reading of the kanji or katakana, I don't remember, is a bit. I'm terrible at Japanese letters or symbols. But anyways, that's about all time I have for this review. This is basically just explanation of this. Basically, that blah, 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 a lot of bad endings, people dying, a lot of that, blah blah. And that's about it. I don't want to go into a bit of a rant anymore because just thinking about it makes me want to break out into the rant, eat a Snickers, but I'm on a diet right now. Unfortunately, I don't have time to eat Snickers. Maybe once in a while, but unfortunately not now. My doctor has been like, you need to go pick up shakes, but you can't in your condition. But that's a story for another time. Maybe a vlog or something once I get bigger or I decide to ever do a vlog. But yeah, about Shogeki no Soma, I watched it beforehand, and my recordings unfortunately didn't record my thing, and it kind of killed it for me. Just to let you know, I liked the episode. Yeah, I'm gonna review the next season, but I'm very sorry that I couldn't bring out a review for the last episode or this episode. Something's wrong with my recording software. Or I just like forgot to. But anyways, that won't happen next time. But I'll also be to make up for that. I'll be finally stop procrastinating on my what I'll be watching for this fall season anime list. Woo! As always, be looking out in the next video. Yeah. Well, this is Ryan. I'm gonna sign out. Everyone, where you are, have a nice day wherever you are all at, and Stay tuned for the next video. Leave a like, comment, subscribe. You also share this video to your friends as well to get the word out about this magnificent review channel that is still growing. I'll be doing a 50 sub special. I don't know what we're doing for that. You guys can comment something on the comment section if you guys want to, or just do something else for that. Maybe I'll do like a in-depth review or something. I don't know. But anyways, all of you have a fantastic day wherever you are at, and I'll be seeing you in the next video. Notice I didn't say review because not all my videos are going to be reviews, courtesy of the fall anime and what I'll be watching list, and the copyright strike videos I got aren't reviews. I'll be seeing everyone next time, and everyone have a nice day. I like this episode, even though it was really downer. It had me tear up. Okay, I already ended this episode. I can't go into much detail, but this anime was definitely for visual novel players and those who have basically understand that this adaptation isn't a complete adaptation. It's another timeline, so you guys can go screw off. Bye.